one quick hit. If you guess purple, you were correct. I'll give you another hint from another favorite color of mine. If you guess blue, you are also correct.
You got what?
I have water on my mouth because I was drinking some water. I like my hair like that.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel today. My name is Carly.
And I'm Maddie.
And today we're going to be reviewing the 2 to 6 player game Surf's Up from Good Games Publishing. In Surf's Up, players will be competing to try to catch and win waves as they wash up to the shoreline. The way that you will be catching waves is you have a hand of cards, all numbered 0 all the way up to 5, and players will secretly pick one of those cards to lay them down, and then flip them over simultaneously, and then whoever has the highest number catches or wins that wave. I know normally we kind of go into like a general overview of how games play before sharing our thoughts, but this time, because this game is so simple, we're actually just going to kind of play a kind of mock round to kind of show you how it operates, and then we'll jump into what we liked and what we didn't like about this game. Yeah. So I kind of already mentioned this before, but players start with 6 cards in their hands, numbered 0 all the way up to 5. And when it is their turn, players will look at the board and they will see the wave that is closest to them. That is the wave that players will be competing over. You also can see the future waves that are coming, but the wave that players will be actually fighting over is the one that is closest to the beach. So right now this is the wave that me and Addie are currently fighting over. So we're going to look at our hands and we're going to each pick a card. Okay, so go ahead and pick a card, Addie. Now pick this one. All right. Then we yell.
Ready, steady, wait, 3, is it 3, 2, 1?
It's 3,
okay, ready?
2.
3, 2, 1, Surf's Up.
And everybody flips over their card and reveals their card. Now, whoever bet the highest is the one that actually gets to win this particular wave.
Yeah,
so Addie won.
I have to discard this card now.
Yes, so Addie won this wave, so she gets this wave and pulls it over to the side. But now, because she won, she actually has to discard that card onto her, or actually she has to remove it from the game. Sorry, she has to remove it from the game.
No.
So she can never use that card to bid again at a future turn. So now, because Addie won, she can choose to either gain 1 respect, which are these little like hang loose tokens.
Yeah, and they help you win these.
Or you can choose to visit the beach. When you visit the beach, you have to spend those tokens in order to claim these cards. What these surfboards do is they actually help the waves that you catch be worth more points at the end of the game. So for example, this particular card is an additional 3 points for your shell card or your shell waves. So that's what the surfboards do, is they help the waves that you catch be worth more points. There are also some other cards in this deck though, primarily these, they kind of look like little pieces of trash.
Yeah, I like their faces.
I think they're primarily coffee, and there's energy drinks. But what these do is they actually they give you basically like another betting card in your hand. They're all like half points. So this one, for example, is like 3.5 points. There's 4.5 point ones. So when you collect these, they help again get more betting cards back into your hand. Okay, Addie, so you won. So do you want to get a respect or do you want to visit the beach?
I don't have any respect, so I'm going to have to get respect.
So you want to get respect. Yep. So after Addie has done that, now all the waves flow closer to the beach, and then a new card gets revealed. Now these blue jellyfish cards are a little bit different.
Yeah, because you should watch out for jellyfish. They give you 2 minus points.
We'll talk about that in just a second, but yes, essentially they give you negative points. Whoever was the runner-up gets to also choose if they want to get respect or visit the beach. Now, after all the players have done this, all the players who didn't win, their card that they bet with actually gets returned to their little beach towel, which I don't have one. What happened to my beach towel? I had a beach towel. I think you took it. It's okay.
Yes.
It gets returned to your beach towel to be picked up and used at a future turn. But again, I just want to restate that whoever won that particular card actually gets trashed from the game, so Addie can never use that particular again. So that is essentially what players are going to be doing on their turn, is they will be playing cards, collecting cards, trying to get sets or lots of those like high number waves that they'll be catching. We kind of mentioned what this blue bottle does is whenever the blue bottle jellyfish is in the next step for players to vote on.
You want to win it, so you're going to do the lowest number.
No, you want to play your highest card because you want to be the one that swims the furthest away from it. You want to be swimming super hard to try to get away from the jellyfish. So whoever bed the lowest number actually gets stung and has to collect one of these blue jellyfish cards or blue jellyfish tokens, which again, they're worth negative points at the end of the game.
Not the best.
Yeah. Play will continue like this until one of two things triggers the end of the game. One of those things is if somebody has no more cards left to bet with. Another thing that triggers the end of the game is once 5 of these jellyfish cards have been revealed, then that also triggers the end of the game, and then players move on to end game scoring. Points at the end of the game are scored up from all of the waves that you've catched, along with any surfboards that may alter those scores. There are also shared goals that could be placed out on the board, so if those are out, go through those, and if anybody has met the requirements, make sure to add that to your score. And then also be sure to keep in mind any of the negative points that might have been acquired from the blue jellyfish sting. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. So Addie, kind of coming into stuff that we liked or didn't like about this game, what did you like about Surf's Up?
I really like what they were aiming for with this game and the detail. I also like how the bottlefish had like the little shinies in their eyes.
Yeah, they're cute. The artwork in this game is super cute and very, very open and inviting for kids, I think.
Yeah, even the trash, I really think it's cute for kids and stuff.
Has like the cute little smiley face.
Yeah, I think there's some more trash.
I really liked the theme of like trying to catch waves. This is a cute little kind of fun set collection game. I like how you have the cards in your hand and you're trying to place down numbers, and then it's interesting because whoever ends up winning that wave, that card gets trashed. So it was a little bit of a tricky puzzle trying to figure out when to actually use your highest card and when it's worth it to use that highest card. For me personally, when I was playing the game, I actually was trying my best to almost like come in second so I could still benefit a little bit from like still being able to benefit from getting the respect and being able to visit the beach and still get kind of those points that way. But yeah, it is interesting how if you want to win, you have to play those higher cards and then they'll get discarded and removed from the game.
I also like how the surfboards. I mean, there's also a purple one, which is my favorite color, and I also like these ones and stuff. I really like the surfboards.
The surfboards were interesting because even if you weren't getting a ton of a particular wave, you still could kind of mitigate that a little bit with the surfboards that you collected. So yeah, I liked the addition of the surfboards and how it kind of added something else to kind of think about and do. I also like the extra scoring that you could kind of mix in and out of the game as you wanted to. There were lots of different ones, and so every time you played, you could kind of have these extra goals. Again, it just kind of gives you kind of something else to think about and something else to go for. The blue jellyfish was interesting too, because the moment that a blue jellyfish kind of came onto the board, you knew that even if there was a card that was super high that was right before the jellyfish, you still kind of needed to save on to some of your higher, or hold on to some of your higher cards to avoid getting stung by the blue jellyfish. So I liked that aspect. Again, another thing that you kind of had to think about in regards to managing the cards that were in your hand and not to be too careless with those cards. As far as player count goes, I think it played best at that 3 to 4 range. I think 2, it felt a little bit too back and forth. And then I felt like with a lot of people, there were lots of times where you kind of didn't really feel super engaged and that you weren't doing anything. So honestly, I think 3 to 4 was probably where I would recommend this for, as within that range. All right, so now we're gonna kind of jump over into stuff that we maybe didn't like so much about this game. Addie, what were some stuff that you weren't so fond of with this game?
Remember how my mom was saying how she really likes how like you get a card down that like your highest card and then you have to discard it? How you kind of like that? I don't really like it. My type of gaming is like boom, 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 boom. Like then I like spend all my highest, and then I have to use my lowest, which means I'm gonna start losing everything.
So this is definitely aimed more towards a kid's game. Obviously, this is definitely a kid's game. And for a kid's game, at least for Addie, it was hard for her to kind of understand the skill, I guess you could say, or the method of holding on to some of your higher cards and
I'm not
trying
even
to figure
patient.
out.
I'm not even patient in general. I have money for my birthday. I'm just like, Mom, can we go to the store now and spend it? I don't save it so I can get like a lot of money so I can buy like a big toy. Like.
So that saving aspect just did not work with Addie's brain. It didn't work with her. We were trying to explain it, and like me and everybody else around the table, we like were understanding it. But for a game that's marketed towards kids, it was kind of hard for my children, who are kind of within the age frame for this game, to kind of understand that a little bit. Not saying that everybody would have a problem with this. I think this is just an us thing. But that was something that as we were playing, we were trying to explain it to Addie, and it didn't really work with the way that she currently processes games and processes things. I personally didn't have an issue with that, but what I had an issue, or I don't even want to say issue, what I kind of disliked about the game was I felt like it ran a little bit long. Because you can get cards at the beach that come back into your hand, I felt like it was, for all the games that I've played, because this is a fairly simple game, I think it went longer than I personally would like. This is kind of just like a simple set collection game that I think will work for some families. For us, I think we all just kind of walked away saying, yeah, that was fine, but it wasn't probably like our favorite game.
Kind of like how Quacks. I like it, but it's not like give me it now, like Trio.
Yeah. So coming into our scoring here for Surf's Up, I'm going to be giving Surf's Up a 6.5. I do think that this game will work for some families, and I do not think this is a bad game at all. I think the reason why I wouldn't recommend this game is because just based on my kids and their preference, I think I would recommend other games to families over this one personally, but I still think it's a fine game. It's just not one that I think we would be drawn to pull off the shelf.
Like Trio.
Yeah, well, Trio's like our favorite game. So that's kind of the only thing that's kind of pulling it down for me. It just doesn't really have that it factor for us personally, but I do think that this would be a great game for some families. Just didn't hit quite as hard for us that we would have liked it to.
Yeah.
Addie, what would you rate Surf's Up?
I feel like I'm gonna rate it maybe a 5.
A 5? Yeah, just kind of like so, kind of right in the middle. Yeah. I just don't think it's one that you're super excited about and one that you really want to pull off the shelf.
I feel so bad for the designer who made this right now.
It's okay, because sometimes some games work for us and other games don't, right?
I feel so bad.
It's still good that we were able to share about this game, because there may be some people who are watching this that are like, you know what, that sounds really interesting. I would like to try that with my family. Huh? Yeah. All right, so those were our thoughts on Surf's Up. Huge shout out to Good Games Publishing for sending us this copy to share with you today. Again, we didn't really hit quite as good for our family, but we still think that this might be a good game for you and your family. So make sure to kind of look into this and see if it's one that would work for you. Thanks so much for watching this video today. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it means so much if you can do that. It really helps support us in everything that we've got going over here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
My arm is killing me. Oh, he's so sleepy.
I'm like my cat.